Good morning, I'm Lisa from Mythical Witchery. Welcome to my channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today I'm doing a VR or video response to Jonathan Dailey. The hashtag is last 10 decks. So today I'll be sharing the last 10 decks that I have purchased or received, starting with the least recent and ending with the most recent deck. These are roughly in order. So, beginning with the Light Seers Pocket Tarot. Now, I have the full-size version, which is right here, but I find these cards to be so stiff and very difficult to shuffle, and with my arthritis, that's a big deal. So, I do love this deck, but I thought, you know, the Pocket Edition might be a little bit easier for me to shuffle, and it is. So, it comes in a tin. Be very careful when you're purchasing this that you do not get a counterfeit version. A counterfeit version is sort of a green rather than blue, and it's got a QR code on it. It's horrible. Please don't do that. Hello, Jelly Bean. So, looking at the deck itself, it has a guidebook, which is quite chunky, which is really great. It is exactly the same as for the full-size version. And these are the cards. So the backs, exactly the same as the full-size version. And looking at a few of the cards. Oops. I love this deck. I think it's so beautiful. This is actually the best-selling deck on Amazon, which is interesting. Or it was at one point. It may still be. This is a deck that people either really love this deck or really hate it. I'm not sure why people would hate it, but, you know, to each their own. So, yeah, that's number 10. Next on my list is Morgan's Tarot. And this is quite a different deck. This was originally published in 1970. This deck makes a comeback with its retro black and white images, new age messages inspired by 60s counterculture philosophy. Intended to expand the consciousness of the reader, this unique 88-card deck departs from the structure of traditional tarot with images and insights that can be enjoyed in any order. And this is published, I'm just trying to find the publisher here. Here we go, US Games. This is in a tuck box, which, as some of you know, I'm not a fan, but that's okay. Comes with a little white book. With basic meanings of the cards. Now, although this is called a tarot, it is not a traditional tarot. It's more like an oracle deck. So those are the backs. And the fronts look like this. So these have messages like, your mission is not yet complete. There are no mistakes. Do it now. Keep up the good work. Someone is laughing at you. The one mind is rootless and foundationless. Death and rebirth. Freak. Oh, somewhere there's an energy leak. Trip. This is just a fun deck. I think it's something that you can use very intuitively. And it does have meanings in the book as well. if you struggle with that. So yeah, just a different deck, fun, definitely out of the ordinary. So that is the Morgan's Tarot. And that is number 9 on my list. Next up, number 8, the Enchanted Förhäxa Tarot. I had to look this up, and actually this is, if you pronounce this word correctly, it's Förhäxa. But most people just say Förhäxa because, you know, being English, we tend to think that the whole world should sound like we do. So this is by MJ Cullinan. I love MJ's work. She does beautiful, beautiful work. This is was previously an indie deck, and this was released in the mass market, and I believe it is Hay House. So nice, sturdy 2-piece box. A wild and magical realm hidden deep in the forest where shadows mingle with sunlight, fairies flutter, and mermaids swim. Comes with a nice guidebook with great descriptions of all of the cards. And quick like a fairy spread. Looks like that's the only spread. So now looking at the cards. Now that is the bottom half of the box. These are the backs. And that's what the fronts look like. It is quite a big, chunky deck. The cards are quite thick. It is a little, I find it difficult to shuffle. Honestly, I find most of MJ's decks to be quite difficult to shuffle. The only one that I found was not that difficult was the Raven's Dream, and I think it's just because it's a thinner cardstock, but because the cards are oversized and very thick, I struggle. So, but it doesn't stop me from loving the cards. And if you really want to use a deck, even if it's difficult to shuffle, you'll find a way, and I do. I have a real love for decks about the fae and fairies in general. So it's, I was disappointed that I didn't get the indie version of this. So when it came out as a mass market deck, I didn't hesitate. Jelly Bean is here checking it out. Are you checking it out, buddy? Hey? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So that is the Enchanted Förhäxa Tarot. And I think I neglected to mention that the Light Seers is by Chrisanne. And the Morgan's Tarot is by Morgan Robbins. Next on my list is the Pasta Tarot. This has been on my want to buy list for quite a long time, and I just never bought it. And then one day I thought, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and buy this deck. This is just a really, really fun deck. It is very Rider-Waite-Smith, definitely a clone, but everything, you would think that this wouldn't work, but it actually does. Think of each card in this deck as a rich slab of lasagna layered with texture, hidden ingredients, and substance to help answer your deepest questions and manifest your juiciest desires. Made by queer Italian Americans and bursting with Italian tradition, the Pasta Tarot celebrates all genders, ethnicities, and pasta shapes. So this is published by Clarkson Potter. And does it give the name of the designer here? I'm not seeing that, but we'll look inside. So this opens up like this, which is really quite nice. It opens beautifully. It's got a tiny little book, but it is a full color little guidebook. It actually folds out and gives very brief keywords for all of the cards. I really love this because it looks just like a tablecloth that you would see in an Italian restaurant, which is so much fun. And the backs of the cards, same thing, just like what you would see in a traditional kind of, well, traditional American style Italian restaurant. Really fun. Plate of spaghetti there with some meatballs. So just plain, nothing special on the edging. I'm going to be edging this one at some point. Haven't decided what, but I may go with either yellow or red. I'd love to hear your opinions on that. Go ahead and pop it in the comments below. So this is, I'm pretty sure this is a linen deck. It certainly feels like linen to me, but it's a slightly different than most linen decks that I'm familiar with. So I'm not 100% certain about it, but I think it is. Anyway, just look at a few of these cards here. So the Fool here, he's got a sack of flour and a little baker's costume. The Magician, and there she is in her kitchen with all of her tools. The High Priestess, pepper and salt. Oh, what a fun deck. The Empress. The Emperor. The Pope or Hierophant. Look at this. I can't remember what they call that kind of pasta, but anyway, if you would like to see a full flip through on any of the decks that I'm showing you here today, just pop that down in the comments and I'd be happy to do that for anything that you're interested in seeing here. So that is the Pasta Tarot. There we go. Pasta Terra. Next on my list, we have the Sirens song, which is a combination Lenormand and Kipper deck. And this is published by Weezer Books. And so it contains a 40 card Lenormand deck, 38 card Kipper, and a 144 page color guidebook. I'm not seeing, it says Paris and Savory. This is the inside of the box. Here we go. Those are the creators there. So here's the guidebook. With full descriptions. So if you're interested in Lenormand or Kipper, this deck gives you a good taste of both if you've never tried it before. If you have, this is a recently published set. And inside you've got 2 stacks of cards, which are, Lenormand and Kipper cards tend to be smaller than usual because of the layouts. The Grand Tableau is quite large. I think 36 cards, I believe. So they need to be smaller, but they look exactly the same on the backs, except that the Kipper cards have a K and the Lenormand cards have an L. I'm not going to take all of these out, but just a few, just to show you, so you have an idea of what they look like here. So these are the Lenormand cards. They're really, really beautiful. Lenormand is something that I'm not super familiar with yet. I am working on it because I find it to be quite an interesting system. And so when this, and of course Kipper as well, so when this came out and it included both decks, and because they have such a similar feel, and they're quite a complementary system, so I thought, you know, why not? I really can't wait to dive deeper into this and learn more about it. And again, if you'd like to see full flip throughs of this, just pop a note down in the comments, and I would be very happy to do that. So that is the Sirens song, Lenormand and Kipper. Okay, we're halfway through. So next we have an oracle deck, and it's Affirmations of the Fairy Cats. This is so cute, really, really cute. 41 card deck, 140 page illustrated guidebook. Deep in the forest lies a hidden magical world where limitless joys await you. This peaceful, healing place is inhabited by adorable fairy cats who invite you to step out into the oasis of nature, where you'll find delights for the senses and gentle life lessons to guide you. The fairy cat cards in this 41 card deck are grouped into 4 sections: inspiration, contemplation, comfort, and celebration, with a bonus card, contentment. And this is published by US Games. Have a look at the book quickly here. So it's a nice sized guidebook. With full descriptions of all the cards. Got the little ribbon, lover ribbon. That's the inside of the box. These are the beautiful backs. Love these. They're not reversible, but then again, it's an oracle deck, so they don't need to be. I don't do reversals in tarot anyway. I believe that meanings have to do with, you know, positions and the reading itself. So not everyone uses reversals. Okay, so these are some of the cards. Fun, colorful, whimsical deck. Lovely messages. Just really, really cute. Again, if you'd like to see a full flip through of this, let me know in the comments, and I will be happy to do that. Not a cute card. So that is Affirmations of the Fairy Cats. That's by Brenda June Sadek. Next up, we have a recent release called the Lunar Tarot by Jane Wallace, illustrated by Julia Cellini. And this is, I'm assuming this is Seco Books. And it opens like this. And then the deck and cards are inside. Not my favorite as far as boxes go. You can see the inside bit just sort of comes out there. So yeah, it's really sturdy, except the inside is a little bit dodgy, I think. So this is the book. And it is color inside with write-ups for all the cards. And some spreads as well. So now this technically is a pip deck. So if you're not a big fan of pip decks, you may not like this. However, this is a very, very beginner-friendly pip deck, and you'll see what I mean as we go along here. Because all of the cards have keywords. The only issue is you may not really agree with the keywords, and the keywords, you know, I mean, every card, they're so nuanced, aren't they? Tarot cards, and cards don't have just one meaning. But when you're first learning a deck, coming up with a single keyword for a card can help you to learn the deck. So you might actually find this quite helpful. But it is a really lovely deck. Very pretty. Very glossy. So if you don't like gloss, you may not like this. If you do like gloss, you may love it. Again, I can do a full flip through of this. Just put a comment below and I'll put it on my list. So this is the Lunar Tarot. All right, moving on. The Terra Volatile. Oh my gosh, I love this deck so much. I did a full flip through and review of this the other day. It is in the channel. Just have a look. It's a recent video. So if you'd like to see a full flip through of this, it's there for you. So this is my deck with all of my chosen cards. So I've gone through all of the alternate cards and chosen the ones that I want. And some of them are, well, I couldn't decide, say, between the High Priestess and Intuition, and I thought they were both excellent, so I just included them both. This is just a stunning, stunning deck. It is linen, German black core, linen air. I have not had a deck that is so amazing to shuffle. Oh, it's so beautiful. Just, oh, I love this deck so much. Just really love it. Again, if you want to see more, just have a look on my channel for the flip through and review of Terra Volatile. Next, these are a couple of decks that have been on my wish list for quite some time. And so I was quite excited to get them. This is the Sacred Medicine Oracle 56 card deck and guidebook. And this is published by Hay House. Ancient Traditions. Okay, sorry. Medicine Keeper, Visionary, Wise One, you're invited to rise into your remembering. Ancient traditions, ancestral guidance, healing rituals, moon phases, animal spirits, and plant allies can come alive in this vividly illustrated 56 card deck and guidebook from Indigenous medicine woman and author of You Are the Medicine, Aisha Frost. I hope I pronounced that right. There's the inside. Got the guidebook. So it's a good-sized guidebook with full write-ups of all the cards. And of course, spreads. These are the backs. They're just beautiful. Yeah, lovely, lovely deck. If you'd like to see a full flip through, let me know. I'll put it on my list. I didn't know whether I should buy this one or the next deck because they both have a very similar kind of feel, but they're different enough that I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm going to get them both. So I love that there are, as well as the title of the card, that there are keywords as well. So if you don't want to use the guidebook, you can just use your intuition for this. So that is the Sacred Medicine Oracle. Love it. Just love it. And the final deck in my 10 decks is the Medicine Woman Oracle by Catherine. I think this is Maillard. Illustrated by Carolyn Munier, I believe that is. Probably pronouncing it wrong. Rockpool. Reconnect with the ancestral wisdom of powerful women. Mother Earth calls her daughters. Do you hear her song? Stemming from shamanic teachings, the traditions of the first peoples, and ritual arts, this deck offers you the women's medicine way. Discover the archetypes of the divine feminine, symbols of their indomitable strength, your gifts, your allies, your powers, to restore the consciousness of the great goddess and awaken you to the wisdom of Mother Earth. By venturing on this initiatory path, you will be able to explore your essence, reveal your talents, radiate your power, and manifest the great dream of Pachamama. I think that said Pachamama. Probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's okay. So we've got the guidebook here. That is the inside. Nice, good-sized guidebook, and it is in color with full descriptions. So you get the message, the guidance, and your medicine action. So things that you can do, including creative practice. Fantastic deck for personal work or for using with others. Just really love it. If you'd like to see a full flip through of this, let me know in the comments below, as ever, and I will put that on my to-do list. These are the beautiful, beautiful backs. This deck is gilded. It's got this gold gilding. Some people really don't like it, but it's nice and smooth. It doesn't it doesn't have any kind of sharp bits to it. So I know some people actually scrape off the gilding, which is totally cool. So these have the keyword or the title, and then a little message at the bottom. So quite a different art style than the last one, and yet because it honors the native tribes, the First Nations of North America, it has a sort of a similar feel to it. It's nice to see more decks that do that. So that is the Medicine Woman Oracle. And that was the final deck in my list of last 10 decks. What do you think of these decks? Have you got any of them? Do you love them? Do you dislike them? I'd sure love to hear your thoughts and comments. Share them below. I read every single comment. I respond to them all. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps my little channel to grow. Subscribe if you haven't already. And share this video if you like. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, may love and laughter light your days. Bye for now.